Ladies, welcome to another episode of my office hours. I'm gonna paste here the Zoom in case you want to jump in and take the habits of actually jumping into these things because they're mostly for you. Now, what I'm gonna do today, I'm going to go in my Zoom here and look. Let me know if you are here live. Let me know if you're also let me know, of course, if you're gonna watch a replay. And what I wanted to see here, it's if we can see the group, as I'm going to share now. All right, so I did a poll the other day, and what I wanted, I have a little bit of a presentation for you today. Actually, I always want to, I just realized that, obviously this thing won, right? So we're going to talk about slowing metabolism with age, the basal metabolic rate, and obviously tend to decrease. And we're going to talk about why, and if this is the case, and of course, what you need to do about it. I feel like we talk at this at nausea already, but there's also a lot of new people here, so I can understand that we need to dive more deep. We did that into a presentation when we did the metabolic recovery. But on the same way, I also, that tells me that, of course, it behooves us to sometimes talk about the same things and just more in depth, or maybe in a different version, because obviously there is things that are at times harder to understand, or like you need something with. But remember, what the reason why I'm doing this office hours is number one, for people inside the program, to give them another hook point if they want to come and hang out, or if they have question, or if they need to get more clear on. And then, of course, the other one is like for people that are in this group that are not yet in the program and they feel like they need help and they feel like they want to change and they don't know who to turn to, it's for them as well, right? Like, so we have all these things going on, right? Like I'm just gonna share one here, and I'm gonna ask you to really consider on Monday, if you haven't already gone to the event section, right? It's needless to say that people, they don't miss information nowadays, but most of the time they need mindset change, right? If you need to get somewhere and you don't know how to get, chances are it's because the barrier that you put up yourself. And this, presentation of to overcome fear, whether it's a real fear or whether it's something that it's kind of like uncomfort, we're going to talk about on Monday. And this is going to be the second time I do this presentation. Yet it's going to be very different than the first one. I find a lot of analogies to work with, and it's quite important that you take the habits of actually doing this thing, right? Like to come to these calls, whether you're in the group or not, whether in the program or not. We just had not so long ago, we have actually this week we had a plank challenge. You can still see some of the people that were taking the plank here. We do these challenges for actually you to do the work. I just was like texting with somebody not so long ago, and I said, she requested a guide, and I sent her the guide, and it was free. And I said, okay, how are you doing with your health? Well, I'm doing really well. And I said, okay, cool. So then why, are you in my ecosystem? Oh, just because, I just don't know what to do. I'm just going to pass the time. It's like, this isn't a group for you to actually just randomly spend time with. I mean, unless you need help, this group is not going to really serve you, because all the information you're hearing, including what you're going to hear today, it has a specific purpose, right? And I hear this all the time, people tend to have this belief or limiting belief that they already know what's going on in their metabolism. They know that they supposedly after 40, they cannot lose weight any longer. The metabolism slows down. They tend to, the rate slows down and everything. And then they feel like they cannot have these results anymore, or it's impossible for them to get in shape. Well, if you feel like that, why do something in the first place? I mean, just stay how you are, just be okay with it, and just, if that's your limiting belief, just do that. But if not, the information you're hearing today is going to change you in a way like you're really only going to walk away in two ways. It's like you either knew this already and you know how to actually fix it, or chances are, especially if you're not already inside a program, coming to this office hour or requesting a chat with me to actually dive into your situation, probably step number one, because This isn't the kind of information you can just take and run away with and then figure it out, because like otherwise you would already have, right? But let's talk about metabolism, right? Metabolism, let's dive into the presentation. Again, I'm gonna show you that thing, and then I'm gonna show you how do you apply that in real life, because if you don't get to apply it in real life, it's much like when I was going to university, right? A bunch of like theory, but then like I'm asking myself, what am I really applying for this? I mean, not much, right? And it's kind of sucks, because not only then, you know, you spend money into that, but you don't end up also applying it, right? So let's just dive deep into, first and foremost, what metabolism is, right? By nature, metabolism, this is what metabolism rate look like, right? We have a basal rate, basal metabolic rate, which is usually what that the number of calories your body needs at rest without doing anything. And then there is all the rest, all the color, the NEAT, non-exercise thermogenesis, thermic effect of food, and, you know, obviously exercise activity. As you see, the green one is much smaller than, I mean, in fact, it's like all that you see color up here, except for the BMR, which by nature is what slows down, yeah, in terms of age. This is what slows down, because it's the only thing you really can change, right? It's set points. It's like, you know, if you're like a lady with 150 kilos, which of course there is weight to lose, chances are you have a lot more muscle mass than somebody that is 60 kilos. And you don't get to change that much by the age, right? One thing that happens in the age you're gonna see is because, you know, there is a lot, you know, that changes in terms of muscle, but not much. I mean, this one you don't change. The other thing you can change a lot, right? It's like, I made the example the first time we have Cecilia here, which I know she's not gonna mind me doing that, but I'm just gonna give you perspective who Cecilia is. Cecilia is this lady here that she's went out to bodybuilding. You can just go and check in the group. She's like, she's changing her body really fast, and she put the work in, right? But again, just doing that is like, this is what her metabolism BMR, a total BMR would look like, right? Metabolism on the bottom, it appears pretty much stay the same, but this one, which is basically like changeable, right? Normal person would be here. She's walking a lot. She's making this thing big. So, you know, in the wording, like in terms of real life, her metabolism is becoming really high or fast, right? But it's not fast. It's just like she's doing more. Thermogenic effect of food. This one stays pretty much the same. She's eating a decent protein amount. It would be maybe something like this. But or else it would probably be maybe something like this, but it's not changing a lot, right? And she's working out 4 times a week, right? We can say that this is kind of like her exercise rate or a little bit like that, but it's definitely not like this. It's definitely not like walking, right? Walking burn a lot more calorie. You don't exercise to burn more calories. This is like the bullshit I hear all the time. People exercise because they want to burn more calorie. You can do cardio, sure, but cardio after 40 stresses mostly the people off, right? It stresses the system off, and this is another conversation for another training. But burning more calorie, in term, if you just exercise like 7 times, if you just exercise 7 times a week, right? And you had this much calorie burn for exercise, your metabolism, yes, it would burn more, but overall in terms of time or chronic changes, your metabolism is gonna adapt, it's gonna stagnate, and you're not gonna see the results. But what I wanted to show you here is this, all this color put together creates Cecilia's metabolism to be something like 3,000 calories, more or less. But that's why she hits easily more than 3,000 calories. She doesn't gain weight or not a lot of, right? In the same way, we have mine metabolism, right? There is also 3,000 calories because I'm a man. But if you do Cecilia's total daily need calculation, she didn't do anything. She would probably be something more around the line of 18 to 2,000 calories. So she's basically getting another 1,000 calories because she's doing activity. Now, this in reality, in all actuality at the moment, is really exactly what my metabolism would look like, right? A little bit bigger in terms of maybe a lady, in terms of BMR. The total daily need, the need And by the way, like comment down below, like let me know if you're following this. Let me know if this is clear right now. Let me know if this makes any sense. Because what I'm doing these presentations for is not just for me to be able to actually show you something, but just for me to be able to also understand if you're on board and you understand here, right? So this is mine, right? But as you see here, my thermogenic effect of food is going to be a little bit higher because I might eat a little bit more protein. My exercise, it goes anywhere from maybe 2 to 3 times, maybe 4 times a week. You can go up here. And it's still reaching that amount, but for very much 2 different ways, right? So this is why, while the BMR or the metabolism that slows down with age is only responsible for this little, as you can see, NEAT and movement is responsible to elevate the metabolism in all the other way. What are the components, right, that you can actually control? Yeah, age, it slows down by 1%. Obviously, female is slower than a man, right? There are genetic factors up to 10 to 15%. Sure. Muscle mass is responsible for 15 calories per kilogram, meaning like if you're going to put another muscle kilogram on you, you only really can eat more 15 calories. So as you see here, yes, we want to develop the right habits. Yes, we want to focus on the thing we need to focus on, eating more protein. And as you can see here, digestive effect of food, the thermogenic effect of food. If you're eating protein, you're going to require a lot more calorie than just fat and carbs, right? 20 to 30%. But as you can see here, there is a lot going on, right? It's not just saying my metabolism is slowing down. You don't get away with blaming the age for you not being able to have a functioning metabolism. It's more so what you're not doing or what all this stuff that you hear around. And instead of actually coming to these groups and doing some work with it and realize, oh, this is actually something new. Next time I see a habit challenge, I'm going to take it. You basically just hear this, and then sometimes you go around and you start hearing something else. And then you're like, I'm totally confused. Somebody said I need to do keto. Somebody said I need to actually, basically at times, you really question the information, right? And I'm telling you, this is the way it is. If you don't feel like I'm a good source of information, again, I beg you, you probably should look somebody that you feel like it is. But if you buy into the fact that this is the right information, then use it. I'm telling you, your metabolism, as we see with Cecilia, which is not like is a human, is not a Martian, is not an alien, you can actually see that this is under your control, and she's more than 40, and she's done her first bodybuilding contest, and she's not taking anything weird or enhancements, right? She's natural. So I can tell you that, like, while you might not get the same results as her, it's still much in your control. If I was like a Cecilia, and if I wanted to get to 5% body fat, the first thing I would need to do is elevate my NEAT. As you can see here, this would cover for both my exercise and my thermogenic effect. And if you add everything up, I can literally get to 4,000 calories. I can eat that much, right? But it's under my control, right? Now, how do we take this and apply into real life? Because I want to give you something that we can, in fact, apply to real life. And I want to get to the other place here that shows that just made some drawing here. And this is actually totally new information that you see. I want to show you what happens in if whenever you look into our program, you might have realized at this point that it is not only about understanding whether or not you have a slow metabolism, but it's really understanding where in the stage of your journey you are. Because if you're stuck in a plateau, a lot of people still come to me and say, I want to lose weight. And I say, are you able to lose weight now? And they say, no. And they say, then if you just do this with keto and you can't, doing this intermittent fasting thing is still not going to work. Maybe, and this is phase 1, we need to get your body ready to lose weight first. And this is how it happens, right? You need to actually get the structure recovered first. That means that you need, whether or not you're in my program, to go and take some metrics, some pictures, some measurements, and not only the weight, like a lot of people do. Yeah, not only the weight, this is like weight, and it's like this is the biggest problem, right? You need to go out and start getting some feedback, right? Taking some measurements, taking some pictures, and then realize that you don't necessarily need 1,000 tests on your metabolism. Yeah, you might be thyroid deficient. Yeah, you might have insulin resistant. Yeah, you might have that you've been dieting all over the place. You might have menopause. You might be somebody has 3 pregnancies and you realize that it's slowing down for all the factors that I said before. But you need biofeedback. You don't need so many tests, because while a test can tell you that you're thyroid deficient, while a test can tell you your cortisol is okay, you still need to apply it to real life. How do you apply it to real life, right? How do you apply it? Biofeedback. Energy level. Is my energy level okay? Yes or no? Am I crashing at 2 p.m.? And am I awake in the morning? Or am I not awake in the morning? I'm more awake in the night, right? All this shows me that you need to recover the structural metabolism first before covering weight loss, right? Body feedback. Are you losing strength? Are you the same strength than before? Do you have stamina? You don't have stamina. Can you easily do 10 burpees and kind of like be okay, right? Because if that's the case, if all that they just say is yes, is good and everything, this is check now. Okay, now we can lose, now we can go to weight loss, right? How do we go to weight loss? And once in a while, I just want to come back. There is nobody coming to inside the office hour. I'm begging you, if you're watching this and you want, like, come inside the office hour if you want. Yeah, because it's like we can actually work out this with you, right? Now, weight loss. Weight loss is an intervention, phase 2 and phase 3 inside our program. And again, I feel okay, I wasn't sharing this. Phase 2 and phase 3 of our program is an intervention, okay? Intervention means like when you realize that, okay, the metrics are okay, right? My biofeedbacks are okay. We don't care about, like, if your cravings are under control, your energy is under control, you're okay. You take the first, let's say you do burpees, push-ups, squats. You have a number here, right? Then you go to fat loss, right? It's an intervention. It's not going to be a linear equation. It's more so going to be something like something like this, right? You lose some weight, we gain some back. This is why weight is not so important. The funny, crazy part is that this should be something like 2, 3 months, right? And that's it. You shouldn't be dieting the whole year long. Many people diet the whole year long. Secret, or more so, right? Crazy haha moment. How do you know if this is working? Not only about the weight. Many people only just say, I'm taking the metrics of weight, I'm losing, this is great. I'm not losing, this ain't working. Why is this the wrong approach? Because we saw it like just with one of the ladies last week. She been now reverse dieting, so she's been trying to elevate her structural metabolism for now 6 months. She had lost prior weight, right? And then she recovered some weight, but measurement stayed the same. Her body measurement stayed the same. In fact, some people even improve. So if this is stay the same, now is actually positive, right? If biofeedback are improving, let's say the energy is more, less cravings, better sleep, this is actually working. If your strength is the same, your resistance is the same, it's actually working. Now, if you have 10 kilo to lose, 10 kilo to lose here, chances are you might be able to do this in one time. If you have 30 kilo to lose up here, you're going to have to lose first. You're going to have to lose maybe first 10. You're going to move into a stabilization phase a little bit. And then guess what? You're going back and do this again later. How do you know if you actually, now let's say you're doing lifetime, you maintain you try to keep the result and solidify. If you lost 2 months, 10 kilo, you're probably going to need 2 months to kind of like stabilize a little bit the results. This is why When you stabilize, you might gain a little bit of weight back, right? A little bit. But if the measurements stay the same, that's a checkpoint. If the pictures are staying the same, that's a checkpoint. If you're gaining back all the kilos and then some, if the measurements are getting bigger, if your feedbacks are shit, meaning like you have more cravings, bad sleep, if you lost all the strength, well, chances are you might need to go back to phase one, meaning like you need to recover the structure and see what's going on here. Do you see how this shit is complicated? Like, this is not easy stuff. For those that says, I just want to figure something out, best of luck, for real. Like, I get it when you watch stuff online all the time and you don't know who to turn to. I get it. But if something makes sense, actually use this time. Come to the office hour, take our challenges, get a chat. You know, we're not trying to make you do something you don't want. But chances are, if you are not where you need to be at the moment, is because you do need help. Yeah, you do need help. And I hope now, not only this was helpful, but I hope this got you to open up a little bit, you know, your mind and say, yeah, maybe it is indeed a little bit more complicated than I thought. With this being said, I don't see anybody in the office hour. So again, when you see me in this office hour, take advantage because it's extra time, whether you're in the program or not. Otherwise, I'm going to probably see all of you on Monday, hopefully as many as you can. And if you have a check-in with me, we're going to talk about it later down the line. And if you need me to break this down again, I'm going to save that thing as well so we can go through it together. Coach Jerry here. I hope this was helpful in covering and showing you why this thing, why when you're reading about metabolism slowing down and at the age being a limitation, that is not the case. I'm going to say it again. It is not the case. Like, you can easily get to the best ever version of yourself when you're older. You can. You can also do it very fast. What's going to make you do it is the right support, the right strategy, the right mindset, the right planning, and again, the right support. It starts from actually you understanding where you are. So if you don't know where you are, comment down below, chat. I'm going to actually reach out to you. If you know where you are, we're going to break this down inside our check-ins inside a program. If you are not sure where you are, one more time, come to the office hours or in the replay again, schedule a chat with me or one of my coaches. Coach Jerry here. I wish you an amazing, amazing, amazing weekend. Hopefully you're going to have a great one, and I'm going to talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.